Isn't that what's happening to your money now? Doesn't matter how much you earn. They tax you left, right and center. And then the value goes down anyway. Like that. A bag with holes. It's not worth anything. I don't mean to upset anybody, but I can't see it getting any better. Why? Because we haven't repented at all. We are quite happy doing what we are doing. Haggai 1 verse 7. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Verse 8, go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. Can't you say that? Amen to that. You know that many pensioners, this is today's news, many pensioners have invested their money in the various banks, these same banks that the government has bailed out with our money. And they had them on a fixed deposit for a year, and they were getting about 5% roughly interest on it. When the term of a year was up, they simply shunted that money into a different type of account where the fraction of 1% was the interest paid to the old people who had saved diligently, who had worked hard. Some of them fought in the war so that we can live as we are living today. That's what the government did. So we have looked for much, and lo, we got little. Verse 9, and when ye brought it home, I did blow on it. Why, said the Lord of hosts? Because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his house. We are concerned with moi. And God says, you know, the little bit that you get, I blow it away. I just blow it away. Verse 10, therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. Now listen to this verse 11. Listen to this carefully. Haggai 1 and verse 11. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men. Yes. A drought upon men. You didn't think that was possible, did you? And upon cattle. But get this. And upon all the labor of their hands. Everything we put our hands to fails. God said, I've done this. I am the one who has done it. Because I spoke to you, I sent my prophets to you, I sent my teachers to you, rising them up early, and what have you done? You have ignored them. Now I'm going to tell you something even worse than that. There are only two ways of life. The way of life and the way of death. That's what Adam and Eve had to choose. The tree of life or the tree of death. One was Christ, the other was Satan. Simple as that. There was no other way. So we are either serving the eternal God or we are serving Satan. Now, we are coming up to a point where the eternal God is going to put us, He is going to allow us to experience what the one whom we serve will do to us, how He will reward us. You see, I mentioned that, in We Have a Guardian, so many instances of the weather being being wonderful during the Second and First World War. But we have now reached the point where we're at the end of time. And it says, Revelation 12 verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuseth them before our God day and night. Okay? Verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So you see, during the First and Second World War, in spite of our rebellion, because we had leaders who were Freemasons and Druids. Churchill was a Druid, he was a Freemason. But you know, God still listened. Because the people responded, God still listened. You know, I can't understand God's love and his mercy. It's above my comprehension. It totally is. I'm not ashamed to acknowledge that. But he is now going to let us experience. He's taking his hand away and saying, you serve Satan, you work for him. Now you're going to see how he rewards his servants. And the gulf between the servants of the eternal God and of Satan is going to be crystal clear for even a blind man to see. That is why we have to listen, and not only listen to and obey. That is why we have to build the temple, clean it up, so that it is without spot and blemish. Because if you don't, you're going to have a problem. If you think you have a problem now, you haven't seen anything yet. We have got a whole document on Revelation chapter 12. The woman, the man-child, and the remnant. As I've said before, many people want to be part of the woman who is going into the wilderness. Well, that isn't any picnic. Some think they are the remnant. Well, that's an even worse situation, as I've said and explained it so thoroughly. You are going to go through the tribulation head-on. If you want to have an idea what it's about, go and read the Northern Army. Watch the video. We have got to get ourselves to the point of obeying what we are told and come off our arrogant high horse. We really, really have got to do that. You know, the idea that we have got a brain and a Bible, therefore we need no one to instruct us in Christian living. Not true. Not true. In Ephesians 2:21, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord. Well, if we are not of one accord, we are hardly going to be fitly framed together, like a jigsaw puzzle, are we? Then 2 Thessalonians 2:3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.